Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SF Commons, the special election report. In a few days, we will be electing the next President of the United States, the leader of the free world. Our new president will direct the country as to whether or not we get involved in more wars or we finally seek peace at home and abroad. The new president will direct the American lives as to whether or not we will continue perpetuating the income inequality that have struck the middle class. We have the burgeoning income disparity. While the election is a major issue, let us not forget that in North Dakota, the Native American people, after hundreds of years, are still fighting the same enemies. They're now fighting for their water, for their life. After the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1851, granting Native Americans their lands, a treaty they signed with the United States government, and after Native Americans fought to keep their lands and their sovereignty, where America witnessed the Wounded Knee Massacre. After hundreds of years, the Native American people are still fighting for their land, for the water, and for their life.
Is where their ancestors are buried, the Native Americans.
The natives want to go and hold a peaceful prayer circle on the other bank. This is land that is theirs per the Laramie Treaty of 1851. This is a sacred burial site. But also, they're saying it's Army Corps of Engineer lands, which means on multiple levels what's happening here is illegal. This is a militarized police force up against an unarmed, peaceful prayer for people.
So I was out there, one of the first ones in the water. Maced us. It hurts. It hurts.
I feel like I'm watching the salt mine protest with Gandhi. I mean, these people are in the water. They're freezing to death. This water is not warm. I couldn't feel my legs. I had to get out or I was about to pass out.
They're trying to disperse women and children because there's a fear that the cops that are coming in on those boats over there have actual bullets.
The police are committing genocide!
I see a sniper laying right there on the ridge. You can see his rifle sticking over the edge of the ridge right there. The sniper is not holding rubber bullets, I guarantee you.
These people from the North Dakota Police Force and the United States government has lost legitimacy in every respect today.
President Obama needs to step in and intervene before we have loss of life on either side.
Protect their water.
It's like a row of dominoes. You got one maced over here, one maced over here, one maced over here.
The Energy Transfer Partners is constructing a $3.8 billion Dakota Access Pipeline that will transport oil through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. This massive pipeline will endanger the drinking water on the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's reservation and farther downstream on the Missouri River, as well as destruction of cultural artifacts, including burial sites.
And how do you feel in your own land of your ancestors? How do you feel?
I feel disrespected. I feel hurt. You know, I feel hurt that these guys won't never understand. You know, I try to tell them, but You know, the only reason why we're moving back is because they're armed, batons, tear gas, riot gear, weapons, rubber bullets. That's what it takes for them to push us back. They carry weapons because they're scared.
What does this land mean to you, this traditional land?
This land. Buffalo! Look at all those buffalo! Look at all those buffalo there! They're coming for you guys! Be careful! Tatunga! Here he comes! You're scared, that's why you're not. Careful! It's sacred animals, they're very powerful.
There's one person who can stop this travesty. Unfortunately, our president remains non-committal. Watch for yourself.
We have breaking news now from President Obama on the Dakota Access Pipeline. The president was asked about the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline tonight, which the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe has been protesting for several months now, along with tribes from all over North America. This is an exclusive look at what the president said tonight to Now This.
One thing the candidates aren't really talking about is the Dakota Access Pipeline. Is that something that you would consider intervening in? People have called for your administration to make a call.
We're monitoring this closely, and I think as a general rule, my view is that there is a way for us to accommodate sacred lands of Native Americans, and I think that right now the Army Corps is examining whether there are ways to reroute this pipeline
So that's a
in a way.
right.
So we're going to let it play out for several more weeks and determine whether or not this can be resolved in a way that I think is properly attentive to the traditions of the first Americans.
Everyone at the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe will be hanging on every word of what the president said about that tonight. That is.
While the president is waiting for the situation to play out in the next few weeks, we have to be reminded that this Dakota Access Pipeline is illegal in so many fronts. First of all, the pipeline itself is going through Indian lands. The Indian lands that the Dakota Access Pipeline is going through the Indian land is trespassing. The Army Corps of Engineers had agreed with the Native Americans that an easement agreement has not been signed between the Army Corps of Engineers and the developer, and that the developer has taken their own risk in building this pipeline across the Native American land. That ownership of the land is based on the 1851 treaty that was signed by the Indian nations and the U.S. government. Thus, the Army Corps of Engineers, the U.S. government, does not have the right to enter into an easement agreement with a developer. This is called an improper taking. It's an improper taking of a private property that is the property of the Indian people. Furthermore, it violates all federal and environmental rules. The federal government has admitted that they did not do the proper and exhaustive environmental report that they should have done. In court filings this summer, the tribe asserted that they were never consulted about the oil pipeline by Energy Transfer, partners of Dallas, Texas. As a matter of fact, the pipeline was rerouted from the company's original chosen path north of the capital city of Bismarck, North Dakota, to protect municipal wells. The current route sends the pipeline under the Missouri River, a half-mile north of the border of the Standing Rock Sioux reservations. The new route is just upstream from the tribe's drinking water intake. In its quest for more properties for their pipeline, the developer bought a number, despite the fact that North Dakota law bars corporations from owning agricultural lands unless the buyer is going to use it for farming. In response, the developer said they will figure out what they will do once the pipeline is developed. In the meantime, we have to support the Native Americans. The Native Americans deserve their water, their lives. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
We stand!